show of hands, how many of you work for an organization that has a written strategic plan or business plan? Do most folks? Okay, so a good number of folks. If that plan could talk, what would it say? Would it say this? Hi, remember me? I'm your strategic plan. You don't call, you don't write. What am I supposed to think? Oh, sure, at the end of last year, we were hot and heavy. We took that 2-day getaway to the strategic planning offsite, and you showered me with time and attention. You told me how much I meant to you and said we'd always be together. You even brought me to the annual kickoff meeting and proudly presented me to everyone. Then a few weeks passed, and I noticed you paying less attention to me and more attention to that slinky young thing you call BlackBerry. After a few months, I didn't see or hear from you at all. I just sat on your shelf, dressed in this red, faux leather, 3-ring binder, collecting dust. Now it's time to start planning for next year, and all of a sudden, you're back wanting more? Well, I'm sorry. I'm just not that type of strategic plan. Strategic planning is evolving. It's not about once a year getting together for a day and a half at a nice resort. Great strategy today is a dialogue. Not once a year dialogue, but on a periodic basis. Think about your products. Think about your services for your company. Are they better than the competition? Hopefully you're saying to yourself, Rich, you lovable, laughable fool, that is the wrong question. The real question is, what's the differentiated value we provide to customers? Internal customers or external? What's the differentiated value we provide to customers? Companies like Borders that are doing the same things in the exact same way as their competition are no longer guaranteed a future. Think United Airlines, American Airlines, doing the same thing in the exact same way, United bankrupt. Think Ford and GM, doing the same things in the same ways, GM bankrupt.
Rich has been ranked the #1 speaker on strategy by the Society for Healthcare Strategy and Market Development. He's the author of the best-selling book on strategic thinking, Deep Dive, The Proven Method for Building Strategy. A national thought leader on strategy, Rich has appeared on NBC and Fox TV and has been profiled in Investor's Business Daily and Forbes. In addition to engaging audiences across the country, Rich is the founder and president of the Strategic Thinking Institute and a professor of strategy.
But imagine for a moment Bob Barker hosting a game show called What's Your Strategy? Featuring executives from leading companies. Based on their actual quotations from business publications, I think the game show would go a little bit like this. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former CEO of Wendy's, Carrie. All right, Carrie. For a lifetime supply of chocolate Frosties, what's your strategy? 3 key strategies are to strengthen core business, execute new initiatives, and reduce costs. I'm sorry, but those aren't strategies, they're goals. Thanks for playing. As a lovely parting gift, we have a Happy Meal from McDonald's. Since they've been eating your lunch, seems only fair you get a little of theirs. Strategic thinking is your ability to come up with new insights, new ideas on a regular basis that lead to competitive advantage. Now, I mentioned my 6-year-old son, Luke, a moment ago. At dinner one night, he said, Dad, very solemn, Dad, Christy in my class said she wants to marry me. Then she said she loves me. I don't want her to love me. So holding back a smile, I asked, well, Luke, how do you feel about Christy? And he said, Dad, I want to destroy her. Now, if we think back through our past, my guess is most of us have an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend where the thought of destroy isn't too far off. But future counseling for my son aside, we tend to have that same love-hate relationship with strategy. On the one hand, we know it's crucial to our success. On the other hand, we don't want to have to add it to an already crowded to-do list. The second lens for strategy is doing similar activities in different ways than the competition. An example would be Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise Rent-A-Car does a similar activity as Hertz and Avis and Budget. They rent cars. But over the years, they've done that similar activity in different ways. They've historically located their offices in communities instead of airports. They've kept their customer service in-house instead of outsourcing it like the other big players. And instead of you having to go to the car rental agency, they will actually come and pick you up, right? So by doing a similar activity in different ways, Enterprise has become the #1 car rental agency in North America, surpassing Hertz. I hate to burst the "it's not our fault, it's the economy's fault" bubble, but I will. Research shows that 70% of a company's poor performance is due to decisions about strategy. Only 4% of a company's poor performance is due to the overall economy. So the next time somebody in your company blames the economy for their bad results, smile and hand them a mirror. We need to take accountability. It's not okay to say, well, when the economy's good, our business is good. When the economy's bad, our business is bad. We need to take accountability. When is the last time you pruned activities, projects, or tactics from your business? We're great about adding stuff to our plate every year when we do our planning. What we don't tend to do is take things off of our plate. In order to help managers at all levels think strategically on a regular basis, I developed a framework called the 3 disciplines of strategic thinking, or simply the 3 A's of strategy: acumen, allocation, and action. Acumen, allocation, and action. Acumen is the insight. All great strategy begins with that "so what," that aha that gives us that new approach. The second A is allocation. Allocation is our ability to focus resources, time, talent, and budget by making trade-offs. As we'll see today, strategy is as much about what you choose not to do as it is about what you choose to do. And the third A is action. Action is our ability to stay focused on what's important to the business and not get caught up in the urgent voicemails and emails that take us off task. So we become reactionary like those bumper cars at the carnival.